Hey,
Ah,
reviews,
back up in here, yo.
spoilers for The Lion King.
Spoil the Lion King?
Not spoil The Lion King, spoilers for The Lion King.
Oh,
I'm sure the king is already spoiled.
well, Mufasa's dead? No?
Scar kills everybody.
Scar for King, yo. No?
Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. Okay, so, how does it end, right? How does this version of The Lion King end?
Simba's king, just how the original ended.
Pretty much. Almost exactly the same. So
Yes.
if you've seen the original Lion King, this is exactly how it ends. The only parts we're really going to talk about that are spoilery are the parts that they changed, which we hate. I mean, I personally hate. I don't know if you hate them, but I dislike them a lot.
I think he dislikes them a lot.
A lot. Disney, WTF.
I mean,
WTF.
who needs Mufasa in the clouds when you have a storm that kind of moves like that?
And then the lightning kind of resembles his face.
But not really.
Not really. I mean, honestly, come on now. You made an entire film of CGI animated animals, and you can't do the clouds justice to look like a lion.
When I'm in the movie theater and I'm watching the opening, and I'm like, why are we following this mouse for it feels like forever? At the beginning of the movie, because it just follows this mouse running, and you're like, why are we following this mouse for forever? And yeah, for no real payoff other than to show off the CGI and that they can make a mouse look real.
A lot of moments in this film, you're going to realize they are just extending it because they want to show off how cool their animal CGI is. We get that. I appreciate it. Give me substance in the story. I don't care to follow your CGI animals, okay? I'm already here to watch Lion King, not to see how cool your new CGI looks.
They do it at least twice, where it's the mouse at the beginning, and then you follow Simba's hair travel, which didn't need to take as long as it did.
Also, I feel like the scene where they show them like Simba eating grubs and stuff like that, that's a little bit much too. Especially like, oh, what do you want to do today, Simba? And they're like on that mound of termites or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that was unnecessary. Also, the point you made earlier with Nala sneaking out of Pride Rock.
Which I feel like they added just because of Beyonce, but then she doesn't have that many. Like, there's like 2 lines in the actual 2 or 3 lines in the whole scene.
And Zazu is not captured as a prisoner. He's like a free rogue bird.
Yeah.
Still delivering the morning report to the queen.
Yeah, so like he's never captured, and you don't get a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Yes, which is one of my favorite scenes of the film.
Tweedledee.
Do not sing that song. Something more upbeat, Zazu. Yes. Doesn't happen. Okay.
No.
Also, Timon and Pumbaa. I mean, the whole part where they're singing "In the Jungle, the Mighty."
I mean, they sing it.
They sing it,
but Timon doesn't go into his solo where he's like, "Back me up, buddy! I can't hear you."
Yeah. And then what did you call me? They call me Mr. Pig. They changed that to you called me chubby. I hate bullies.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. You wanna preach a message about being
not
being bullies and being anti-bully. I get it. Actually unnecessary to put in that scene. You could have went with pig. That would have been much funnier.
Because the hyenas said he's fat and juicy to eat, and then it felt like he was...
If you notice, they don't say the fat word. They say that he's...
Yeah.
So I don't know who out there in Disneyland world where you can't use the word fat. I don't understand. That's a legit word. It's a real thing. Fat is real. I don't know why you didn't use the word fat. Or even pig. Pigs are real. Okay? He's a pig.
Yeah. It's a warthog.
Warthog. Gotcha?
Because when he was a young warthog.
He doesn't even sing it that way. Oh my gosh. I was a young warthog. Like, okay, we get it.
But I don't
Seth can't carry a tune.
Yeah, he can't.
I understand.
And I think that's what it is. A lot of the actors can't really sing As opposed before they made a Disney movie so they could sing, they just said, okay, you like this actor, you like this actor, you like these actors.
Yeah.
Oh crap, they actually got to sing at some point.
So then they were casting actors who could actually act and sing.
No.
Triple threat.
No, we don't do all that.
Nope, they just want a single threat. Oh, okay, maybe double. Okay.
And yeah, the hyenas aren't as funny. They're just.
Nope. And there's like way more of them too in the original scene. There was only the 3 starting off, and in this film there's like a whole
it's like 30 of them.
Batch of them, and like supposedly they're all gonna back off of Mufasa instead of try to attack him.
Yeah, like
in the opening scene, he should have been overpowered, straight out.
Like there's like 30 hyenas, and Mufasa's like, you know who I am,
King Yo.
You know who this is.
And whatever your name is, the character that Whoopi Goldberg originally plays.
Well, no, they renamed them all. So I saw the actual the casting credits. They renamed all the.
That's her character. I don't care what you say.
Cause Keys is not Ed. There's no Ed.
Yeah.
So they renamed them all, which was. So they just made another weird.
Which was much more funnier.
Yeah.
There was a hyena that didn't actually say anything. He was just crazy laughing hyena, right? Much more funnier.
Yeah, they all
than
speak.
A stupid hyena.
So yeah, instead of just Ed being crazy, they basically have one that doesn't give anybody personal space.
And then doesn't really listen. And it's kind of like slow in the uptake.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's the remakes are hard. I understand. You gotta do a remake and you try and make it better, but you want to do something different. So like, hey, I've seen this before. It's hard to redo a classic scene.
I don't want anything different. Just give it a lot.
I just think when you do a remake within 30 years, it's hard. Unless your animation CGI jumps a crap load, which it did.
The only film in recent years that I will give props to, which is a reboot/remake, It.
Yes. But they expanded and they went a whole different way. They split and they did something different, which is cool. There's probably other remakes. I just can't think of the top of my head of the remakes right now. But
not that are good. Not that are good. That's why you're having a hard time thinking of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of remakes that they do aren't good remakes.
Now I know like Beauty and the Beast did somewhat good. Aladdin's kind of doing okay or did okay. Jungle Book was kind of well received.
But see, I think because Jungle Book, the gap from when the original
like the 60s
to now, that gives you enough time. Okay, there isn't a whole generation that still grew up with it, but that's not like they're fond of it because they didn't see it in the movie theater. They didn't get to see that whole. It's new to them, so they see something in the movie theater.
All I'm gonna say now, Disney, is if you do a remake for Robin Hood with the foxes, you better not mess it up.
I don't know. It might be a while for that one.
Never touch that. Leave it alone.
They're doing all the big ones first, and then they're gonna come back.
That was a huge one back in the day. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Let it be. Let it be. You want to do a remake? Remake Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. That good classic film. Probably not a lot of people have seen it. If you remake it, you'll have a whole new audience, and they'll love it.
Not Disney want to do that.
Yep.
Mulan's next. It's coming for you.
That better be good. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, what else do we want to talk about in this one?
How did the actors do? How did Beyonce do?
I mean, she's okay.
I just feel like they didn't really there was nothing for her to do. Like there was no lines. It was just
realistically, Nala doesn't really say much.
Yeah, it was like you got her there, and she doesn't say much. And they added some special song for her while.
Oh yes. Speaking of special songs,
they added a new song.
Speaking of special songs,
just for Simba to run back.
You're gonna sing. Can You Feel the Love Tonight in the fucking day? Excuse my language, but seriously, the song is about falling in love at night, and it's daytime. The night never happens until they get back to the Pride Land.
Well, the night happens because that's where he runs into Rafiki afterwards.
Which is when she's not there.
Yeah.
So you fall in love when she's not there?
Yes! That's why he runs back.
No. No, 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 no. No.
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Does matter.
That line's not in there. That's my favorite line from the movie, but whatever.
Right?
So.
And the whole part about looking up and seeing the kings and the stars, that doesn't happen.
I mean, he sees a cloud.
The whole part about looking up in the stars and the kings from the past.
He interfaces with the cloud, Joe.
That doesn't happen. We never see.
That's the future.
We never see
that. He interfaces with the cloud.
We never see that.
Think about it.
We never see that. Cloud. So we never see it.
Yeah, I was hoping they did that, and I was like, oh, they're not.
And I was like, oh, they could probably do a really dope since it's the future and technology's better.
Yeah, they'd have all the kings and
Oh no, like you could probably do like a cool like Black Panther type of thing.
I still want to know why they basically spent a whole like minute and a half to 2 minutes on a dung beetle pushing dung.
Just to supposedly make a hair that floats all the way to Rafiki to make him be like, Simba's hair?
I don't think he would know it's Simba's because it's gonna smell
like dung.
But whatever.
Unless Simba has that strong of an odor.
Yeah.
To stay on through all of that.
Yeah, it was like in the water, and then it was
bird's nest.
Bird's nest. It was
a
eaten.
Tree.
It was eaten. Crapped out. Crapped out. Then rolled around a dung beetle. Yeah. Broken open, and then
ants carried it.
Yeah, well, the wind.
And then he happens to be looking at these ants like, oh, look at this ant line. It's got hair. Oh, it's Simba.
Yeah. I need to go find him.
I know exactly which direction he's
in.
Come on. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, they tried.
At least in the original, like, the wind comes. So he's like, oh, from that direction.
Which they started off with the wind.
Which I'm like, oh, cool. They're not going to go with it.
And then it just went into this 3-minute CGI scene that didn't need to be happening.
Again, another unnecessary use of CGI in the movie. Like, we get it. CGI is cool. You paid a lot of money for Skywalker animation stuff and what have you, and you want to use it to its fullest. You don't need to overuse it, okay? Like, use it, progress the movie, progress the plot.
But one thing I do like they did like Scar though. Scar they did a good job.
They did a damn good job.
The only problem I have with the thing is the fight with Simba and Scar is like you can't really tell who they are until like they stop fighting for a second.
Yeah.
Because when they're together, they look exactly the same. So you don't really know who's who.
Because there's a lot of moments where like Simba's mane is not fully grown out.
Yeah.
And then like Scar's is smaller because he's supposed to be like they try to go with the more realistic, like, weaker male lion. But then there's some moments where the CGI, they look very similar.
Yeah, like they're fighting, they're grabbing each other, and you're like, I don't know which one's Scar and which one's Simba. And they hit the ground, I still don't know until they get apart, and you're like, okay, that's Simba. Then they do close-ups.
And there's like one moment where you can clearly see Simba's face, and he's like, oh, okay, that's him. He's gonna hit him in the face. Yeah. Okay, you got him. Cool.
And like a lot of that was too with their fight, like their CGI fight. And you see it, and you're like, okay, there's stuff going on. Can't really make it out. It's just bodies moving.
It's almost like the switcheroo where you have to pay attention. Like, okay, did Simba jump from the left initially, or did he jump from the right? So, I don't know. Yes, that's right. We're critiquing the crap out of this film.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Damn right. Russian judge. I mean, Ukraine.
Alrighty. Any other scenes you want to talk about?
Well, we just ended our show now. We're just done in America. I just ruined it all. It's all over. Sorry, folks. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming out. Good night. God bless. Donald Glover. Okay, so like he does a good job, but I also kind of feel like he doesn't really have enough to say to do a really good job, which is
Yeah,
odd.
and I feel like he changed his voice too much for Simba. Where I think it'd been fine if he just talked.
And okay, so again, this is probably nostalgia talking, but Matthew Broderick as Simba, like where he has a classic line like, "How do I go back? How do I return?" Right, like that whole part. I'm paraphrasing. I don't. It doesn't feel as meaningful
Yeah.
when like Donald Glover says it. I know Donald Glover is a great actor. Do not get me wrong. I just feel like for whatever reason, like I don't know, maybe like the same sense of urgency is not in that moment, or I don't know. It's
Like I think it was just hard. They didn't really do a job conveying the whole movie, like the
yeah,
feelings of everything that's going on. It's and I think too because you've already seen the movie, you know what's gonna happen. And I think that's the same thing when you go to the scene with the water buffaloes and you see it like okay he's in the gorge, you know what's gonna happen, you know what's coming, and it doesn't have that same. And I think too because it's CGI and trying to be realism.
yeah.
It's not that same thing in the cartoon when Scar grabs
Oh, it's because of the
Mufasa
way they do
and
it.
they light it up and the light comes from behind
It's
him.
because
It's like-
initially he has his claws dug into his paws and he throws him. Right. In this one, they have him like slap him in the face twice.
yeah, he goes through it. He's
And
like
kind of
like he grabs his
does
paws.
it. Yeah, he does it
Instead of just doing this, he has him take his arm off and just smack him in the face
twice.
But
the second one's like a really light one, and the first one's more.
yeah, but I think even the original one, when you do it, when it happens, like you kind of you see it, but it's more close up on Scar and
like,
him doing this, and
yeah.
you see the enjoyment of killing his brother in his face. Whereas this one, it pans to Mufasa,
and you just get to see him in anguish, which you see in the original, but you see. That's the other thing I think too. Like I know this is supposed to be more realistic view of like the animal's face, but that missing facial expressions
yes,
is kind of that's what it is, I think, because Scar's face, Simba's face, Mufasa's face, you don't really see the life that's drawn into them when it's animated, right? So the smirks, the smiles, they're not the same because obviously you don't technically see animals really do that, and I think that makes it lose some of its magic.
Yeah, it's just like you don't see the devious in Scar.
Yeah.
And they try to make come across, but it's a whole different thing when he like grabs him and he's like, "Long live the king," and you can see the pleasure and stuff in his face that he's like, "Yeah, I got you now."
And I think that's probably what Jungle Book, in my opinion, does right. They do animate the mouths more in Jungle Book than they did on this one. I personally prefer that. I know they're trying to go for more realism. It takes away from the characters though. It takes away from the performance.
Like I would say if it was realism, if they didn't need to talk.
Yeah.
This would have been fine. But the fact that they're talking, you need more of that expression in their face.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe do like a Homeward Bound, right? Where they are just who they are and somehow they're speaking like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's dialogue right?
Telepathic dialogue to each other.
That probably would have. Actually, you know what? I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
Because they probably could have expressed it differently, right?
Yeah.
So, just a couple ideas for your next time you do a live action animal movie. I'm sure you'll do another one. I like
Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
In 30 years, you're probably going to do Zootopia or something like that, live action. And I'll be alive to tell you I hate it then too.
If not, it's popping up with a video.
That's right.
I didn't like it.
I'm gonna leave it in the deposit box. When they release this film, put my video out on YouTube, whatever the method is at the time.
It's hologram. I didn't like it. Like, aren't you dead? Yes.
Boo.
Here's this movie. Fold those down.
That's right. Any other spoilers you want to talk about?
I think we've pretty much gotten through everything at this point. I mean,
despite how negative we sound, still a 3.
Yeah, it's still 3. It's just that's that critique when you remake something. I mean, it's still not horrible. It's just when you're remaking a classic. It's a different thing when you remake something like when they remake Scarface. like from the original black and white to Al Pacino, most people don't even know it's a remake because the remake is so much
I
bigger.
forgot till you just said it.
Yeah, that the remake is so much bigger, and everyone knows. Oh yeah, I know Scarface, but then no one's seen the original from 1950, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you're gonna go big, you go really,
or
really big.
if you're gonna remake it, make something that's small that most people didn't see, and then go, all right, I'm gonna remake this.
Like, I'll be honest with you, like, I wasn't really excited that they told me that there's gonna be a Mulan, live action version. After looking at it and seeing the trailers where it looks like you're gonna turn it into like, I don't know, almost like a kung fu flick, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
I would like to see a dragon though.
Nah, cutting it out. That's not real.
I would have liked to see a dragon.
This ain't Game of Thrones, Joe.
I know, it could have been better.
No, it's not Game of Thrones.
Where the dragons actually matter.
Dragons do matter, except the Syrian.
And the other one.
So whatever.
All right. So once again, thank you for all the likes, comments, and subscriptions. Comment down below what you think. Let us know if there's something you want us to review.
Yes. Let's share it to everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody in the kingdom. Everywhere the light touches.
Remember, it's a circle of life.
Where the light touches.
And this one's going to definitely go into the dirt and come back up, hopefully better.
Share it to wherever the light touches. And where it doesn't, still share it there too.
All the Pride lands. All of it. And for those of you who don't know, Pride Rock was a double entendre because it's the Pride of Lions, and that's where they live.
Oh yeah. And
they take pride in the Pride lands.
Because they just want to make sure you know the lions were in prides.
Pride. And we're out.
Peace.